Indeed, you're watching Good Morning Kenya. My name is Mike Megu. Welcome back. And now we shift gears onto another very interesting conversation, timely, given that we are in the festivities. And this is a time when families come together, people spend time together, and people spend. But still, it's possible. Is it possible to have that fun that we want to have without breaking the bank? We find out now, and Elvin Kama, who is the Orient Asset Managers Investment Analyst, is in studio with me. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you, Mike, for having me.
Karibu sana to the program.
Asante.
You know, we are in the festive season, and this is a time when people now use, let me use the colloquial term, kusababisha.
Yes.
People want to spend. Why is that every December or during the festivities, people want to spend?
Now it's been a tradition now, because festivities is now a time when you've tried your best, to pull things together for an year. So it's time again where families come together, festivities. Since we were children, we knew that in December it used to be quite a thing.
Yes.
So it's a moment where you come to cherish each other and enjoy the festivities. Yeah.
You know, it's a holiday, yes. But also it needs some level of planning. Yeah. So how best can people plan for festivities to avoid impulse buying?
One thing with festivities, they tend to strain your finances, but as you enjoy your festivities, you need to bring a balance between enjoying the moments and having some sense of financial responsibility. If you look at impulse buying, you need to have a proper budget and see the things that you need to purchase if they are quite essential, that will cover you through the festivities season, and ensure that you also you tend to take the opportunities of discounts that are in play in the retail space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of budgeting, does the 50-30-20 rule apply?
Yes, it does apply, but however, it needs a proper financial planning, because one, you need to have a financial plan that gives you a roadmap to ensure that you reach your goal. But again, it's key, looking at the current economy that we're living in, being that there is the high taxation, the disposable income is being depleted. It's a catch-22. But again, you have to assess your financial situation, do some opportunity cost, see what is essential, what is not, do away with the non-essential, keep the essentials at hand, and plan well. Yeah.
You've spoken of assessing your financial situation, especially during this time. What is the essence of that? What is the importance attached to it? Yes.
The key essence and the objectivity towards it is to avoid spillage of funds that you could be using into other resourceful needs in your day-to-day life. Yeah.
So how do you divide your budget? Are there things that you are supposed to direct more funds to, or just because it's festivities, it's a one-fits-all kind of an approach?
No. For the festivities, because you see, life has to go on. Your bills won't go on a holiday. They're still waiting for you in January. So you have to be very keen on where you put your funds. So, for example, for the December income that you'll be receiving, but again, you see, the door is open for everyone to have a dynamic budget, because your spending won't be the same as mine. But again, the base is the income, and you have to foresee the bills in January so that you don't fall into credit, because also credit plays a big part. So don't enslave yourself into credit because of non-planning in December. Yeah.
But do you think people really plan, most, if not all, do you think they really plan for December, or it just comes and due to the spur of the moment, people get carried away?
It's quite interesting. But I believe most of the Kenyans have been quite very well educated in matters of investments and proper planning, because we believe spilling into the new year, probably from 2023 spilling into 2024, guys already started planning for festivities, because depending on the income that you have,
yes,
and your goal, because you find that in investments people have different goals, because you might have your emergency fund, you have funds for festivities, and also you have the recurrent expenditures that go on month. Yeah.
It's actually, you have mentioned something to do with financial goal. It was my next question. How do you ensure that your festivities finances now align to your financial goals? Because at the end of the day, school fees is waiting.
Yeah. So one key thing is being objective in your goals, and dividing your budget, having a proper clear line that these expenses are monthly, and I'm aiming at having maybe X for Easter, X for December festivities. But again, one thing with festivities, as the onset I said, it's usually strains your funds if it's not properly planned.
Yes.
Because if you look at festivities, what people tend to purchase are non-perishable. Because if it's a Christmas tree, if it's the jingle bells, if it's gifts, so you could purchase them quite earlier when it's off season, because now when the demand is quite low, and so there is supply but there is no demand, because people had not foresighted for the festivities. So one of the mitigating things that you could do against any excess spending towards the festivities is to purchase non-perishable goods during the off-peak season. Yeah,
and that also circles back to budgeting.
Yes,
you have to budget prior. Now, lifestyle, people have different lifestyles, but what role do they play in as far as spending monies on Christmas and holidays is concerned? Yeah.
Despite having the different lifestyle, we'll notice that in Kenya in particular, it revolves around traveling, spending time with family, feasting. There is and gifting. Yeah. So depending on the lifestyle or on the pyramid where you are on the society, again it revolves around proper planning and proper budgeting of your financial resources, and foreseeing the expected bills that you need to foresee in January for 2025.
Yes. Now, there's something about being with many people. There's that. How do you stand your ground and stick to your financial goals? How do you stand your ground? Because sometimes you get to a point where you're with people, you're excited, but on the other hand, you spend the monies that you had not even planned to use. How do you stand your ground? Yes.
The key point will be you need to see what is the key need and what is the want.
Yes.
You need to differentiate between the two. And despite having people around and enjoying and cherishing the moments, it has to be proper aligned again with the budget.
Yes.
So don't go overboard.
Yes.
If there need be, then you can also try and pull in funds together from the different ex-families and have an enjoyable moment without really straining yourself.
There's also you've mentioned a key need and a want. You differentiate between the two. Then there is something to do with small expenses that you are not tracking. What are the dangers to that? Small expenses that you have not you think this will not dent my financial. What is the dangers of not tracking those things?
In financial planning and investments, you see, they usually are saying that a small leak can drown a big ship.
Yes.
So despite having a proper budget, the small miscellaneous expenses, have to keep track of them, and don't make sure not to tap into your emergency fund or funds that are needed for any need spilling into 2025, because the small expenses usually add up to a very huge amount, and that's why at the outset I was saying, try to take advantage of discounts that are there in the retail space, so that you can have some surplus, so that you can spend on the miscellaneous when needed.
Yeah. Is there a savings plan that one can apply, or a specific savings plan that one can apply during these times?
During these times, yes. You can. The good thing with the digital space is that it has provided a financial inclusivity, whereby you can properly plan for your needs, because I believe even once you do your budget and see that these are the expenses that are in line with what I want for the festivities, I believe now, even through the USSD, you can also try, and if you dial maybe, for instance, our money market fund, if you dial *273#, that's how you can start your investment journey. So you can put money aside and say, this will be money set aside for January expenses, or even for Easter.
And that even applies, there's something you can start January and you plan for, let's say December 2025 festivities. You can start as early as January.
You can start as early as now.
One of the things that takes financial toll during festivities is gift giving.
Yes.
Why should it be moderated?
Gift giving, it can be, let me not say moderated, but again, it can take advantage of the off-peak season. If you want to gift your kids, if you want to gift your nieces, your nephews, your parents, take advantage of the off-peak season. You can purchase them, because I know these days there is usually a purchasing plan for most of in the retail space, whereby you can lipa pole pole. You can start early during the off-peak, take advantage of that off-peak season, so that you can get a discounted price, rather than have to rush towards the December. Now kids are there pushing you around, so you need to proper plan and take advantage of the off-peak season.
There's a time, yes, we agree that people are spending.
Yes.
But also there's the danger of getting into financial stress, that is, in other words, debt.
Yes.
How do you avoid that pitfall during this time?
In the current economy, truth be told, with the rise of, we can see that there is a rise of digital lenders. And also disposable income shrinking. Again, it narrows down to having a financial goal within a particular point in time, to avoid a situation where you have to rely on debt to fund an expense, ideally, because it's an expense during the festivities. So if you get into investments and get into a money market fund, having a goal whereby you say, for example, that this I'm saving towards festivities for example, 2025, you can start as early as now, and ensure that you cushion yourself from any debt need that might arise.
Yes. You have mentioned money market funds several times. Talk a little bit about them and how they can be helpful, not only saving for festivities, but general investment.
A money market fund is key, and over the years we've seen it rise among Kenyans. Kenyans taking interest in money market funds because there is need of having a goal, and it's more wealth creation and investing in your dream, because I believe each and everyone, you have an objective that there's something you need to achieve. If it's trying to ensure that you build a house maybe at the end of the year, you want to purchase a premium for your car for next year, you need again festivities, you have maybe exams that you need to sit for, so it gives you a clear direction and a roadmap on where you want to see yourself within a certain duration. Again, it brings about liquidity, whereby you can access your funds at any given point in time, capital appreciation, and also it can be said it's seen to be an eighth wonder of the world, whereby you see compounding of your funds having an exponential growth of a certain longevity of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
How are they in terms of risk?
I can say that they're minimum or moderate, because again, it really depends on the asset classes or the investment securities in which the underlying fund manager has invested in. But again, we do have a very strong authority, the regulator, CMA, who ensures that the funds of the investors are being managed well, and to ensure that the investors are very well protected. Yeah.
Have they gained traction amongst the people, especially within the country?
Yeah, it has gained traction a lot, because if you look at the rise of TikTok, we see that here and there guys talking about MMFs everywhere. In TikTok, on most social media platforms, but I believe TikTok has really played a big role, mainly penetrating into the market positioning themselves, mostly in the next investors who are the Gen Z, who are now getting to know what financial freedom is and the role it can play towards financial freedom. Again, we see that even through our platform, for example, just as I said, if you dial *273# is where you can start your journey as soon as possible.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the financial literacy is rising amongst people.
Yes.
Now, as we come to a close of this discussion, how can people make festivities meaningful without focusing solely on material gifts?
It can. It's possible without really looking at, because festivities is not about materiality. It's about spending time with family and enjoying life, because not so many people started the year in January 2024 who are still with us towards the festivities. So it's more of the little that you have, the little that you've saved, looking that the economy is quite tough, just to cherish the moment. But again, as you enjoy the moments, you have to ensure that this financial responsibility aligned to it.
Smart money management skills. Your final remarks?
As we head towards the festivities season, all Kenyans to enjoy, to enjoy with their families, but again to remember that the bills are waiting in January, to spend prudently and to enjoy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for making time.
Thank you.
To come to Good Morning Kenya and talk about festive finances.
Asante sana.
And I hope you who is watching Good Morning Kenya has learned a thing or two about spending and saving during this festive season. This is where we end this conversation and the entire Good Morning Kenya program for today. My name is Mike Migwi. Thank you for tuning in. Keep it KBC Channel 1. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.